libambisene naNECHA
Good evening and welcome to the news. My name is Lamini Temalangeni. First, the headlines. The Crown's Counsel in the case of MPs Mthandeni Dube and Mduduzi Mabuza applied to have two of their charges amended. The Voice of the Church has officially launched a broadcasting app. Umbu for ESWATINI Defense Forces President Lieutenant Dengetile Khumalo says it is encouraging to see young people taking part in the ongoing army recruitment process. The news in detail. The Crown's Counsel in the case of Mgombisi MP Mthandeni Dube and Hosea MP Mduduzi Mabuza applied to have two of their charges amended.
Proceedings on the case of the two arrested MPs went underway today. The Crown's Counsel in the case of Mgombisi MP Mthandeni Dube and Hosea MP Mduduzi Mabuza applied to have their charges amended. The case took place today at the High Court in Mbabane, whereby the accused appeared before Judge Mamsi Dlamini. The duo was arrested and charged for the suppression of the Terrorism Act and also contravening the rules and regulations of COVID-19 last year. The charges yet to be amended are count 1 and count number 4. The Crown's Counsel alongside the defense met in their chambers to discuss a way forward, and that is when a decision to have the charges amended was reached. Is now set to continue on the 1st or 2nd week of July, whereby the judge will deliver a judgment, and if not, the case will go on trial and the defense will call upon all its witnesses.
Yemaswati namhlanje si connect sivele phambi kwelijaji njengalokho jwayelekile la khona ke sithole ukuthi bameli bahulumende noma iprosecution ifuna ku-amenda ama charges lamabili, charge 1 na charge number 4. So lekwendekileke ukuthi sinikedwe lithuba lokuthi sifile ema supplementary heads in relation to that, and then ijaji ke litabe seliya decide. But lokuhle ngako ukuthi lijaji litawuze nase lidecide lesinikethe ijudgment yabo bonke lokufaka ekhathi phela ijudgment section 174 application year 24 application for discharge. Lesicabanga ukuthi ke kukahle lokho ngoba at least we don't have to come back and argue section 174 again. So ke sibhekeke ukuthi evikini leqala noma lesibili kuJuly njengoba judge beselishilo ngila khona ke sitakwazi sithole ijudgment yethu on the application for discharge. Nasiphumelele bahlonishwa bayaphuma, nasingakaphumeleli sichubeka ne-trial because sitawufuna kutholakale bofakazi be-defense, and then we'll take it from there.
Reporting for Channel Yemaswati News, I am Nomvuselelo Similane with Kimberly Mavuso in High Court, Mbabane.
The Voice of the Church has officially launched a broadcasting app which will ensure that the station reaches a large number of listeners.
The Voice of the Church has officially launched a broadcasting application today in Manzini. This application will ensure that the broadcast reaches a large number of listeners across the country. It will make it possible for listeners to get access of the channel through their mobile phones. Voice of the Church Director Mr. Zakaria Mtefa said that as the world is stepping into the fourth industrial revolution, they found it imperative to also advance in terms of technology. Dr. Nesh Shongwe was also present to grace the event.
Sengikhona kulalela manje ngileqingo lami ukuthi chafa vele ngive lo semoyeni ngithi chafa ngimve singesini chafa ngimve eSwatini ngisenjalo futhi ngakhona umbhalela lapha e-studio asasakada asengiqela ingoma yenkandweni noma ngicela ingoma iswazi gospel singers ngikhona lapha eqingweni lami abe angifunela angifakela ngisashaya kakhulu incingo sengivele ngene kule
singu VOC kuthi namuhla bazalwane sesite nethuluzi lelisha
njengoba ngingumbishop walapha eAfrika noma kufika muphi umfundisi noma kuseze imbabane uma ufika kuphi ngiyatshela lapha ke nakefika umthethwa wemngolwa ngimi lapha.
The chairman of the board collaborated on that. They are very elated and grateful to the government for such great improvement. Reporting for Channel Yemaswati, Dibuyile Mthembu, Mbabane.
A 27-year-old man from Sitegi was sentenced to 3 years in prison with an option of 3,000 Malangeni fine after being charged and found guilty of copper wire theft. A 27-year-old male was today sentenced to 3 years in prison with an option of 3,000 Malangeni fine after being charged and found guilty of copper wire theft. Taban Mohammed, who appeared before Magistrate Lenhle Zulu, is said to have wrongfully and unlawfully stole copper pipes worth 2,500 Malangeni on the 18th of April 2022 at St. Francis Primary School. Testifying before court, Mxolisi Masego, who was on duty on the day, said Mohammed told him that he was visiting a Mtetwa homestead, which was later discovered to be a lie. Upon suspecting that there was something wrong, Masego went to check on the accused, who was found folding copper wires. When asked about what he was doing, Tabane said he was fixing an air conditioner at the school after getting a tender from the school's deputy principal, which was later discovered not to be true. When given an opportunity to cross-examine the witness, Mohammed said he had nothing to say in his defense. Mohammed was then given a chance to make his submissions in closing, where he pleaded with the court to be lenient as he has a 3-year-old sickly child who stays with his grandmother. He further stated that he works in a construction company and promised to be a better man in the society. When passing her judgment, Magistrate Lenhle Zulu said she appreciates that Mohammed did not waste the court's time by pleading guilty, but that would not lessen his sentence as he had committed a very serious offense which sets back the economy, which is why courts need to take a firm stand when dealing with such cases. Reporting for Channel Yemaswati News, I am Demalange Ndlamini, Mbabane Magistrate Court. Nature, in partnership with Limpopo University of Technology, hosted a workshop to equip HIV prevention officers with ICT skills.
Limpopo University of Creative Technology, in partnership with Nature, hosted a workshop at the Castle Hotel today. The essence of the workshop was to equip HIV prevention officers with information, communication, and technology skills. This is to ensure that they know their way around social media platforms so that they can disseminate information on HIV/AIDS. This follows after the organization introduced a youth project whereby they teach about ways to alleviate HIV/AIDS and prevention methods. This project is targeted at an age group of 15 to 24. Research conducted shows that the younger generation use social media as a medium of communication due to advance in technology.
Singinatsha lamuhla sihlangane lapha sinabo HIV prevention officers basuka etinhlanganeni letihlukahlukene. So sitoqishisana nje sibukisane lokuthi i-HIV prevention nama programs akhona singahambisa kanjani sohambise kahle. Lesigcizelela kwasininatsha ukuthi ngifuna lokusiphela wadi noma usengayithathi le HIV prevention method oyifunako. Udade ucala lokuthi le HIV vele unayo noma ude. Lokusho ukuthi kufuna ukuthi wena le HIV testing ngilapho ke la yabiseso yakhona ukuthi nangabe le HIV ikhona siyaqala treatment and sesicala masinyane akusafani nayidolo la bekade simela ukuthi sende ama-test la tsite before siqale lokhanyana siqale i-treatment. Phindze nanyalo sesiyakulandzelela noma ngabe HIV negative because siyafuna ukuthi ungene kutonke letihlelo tikhona, siyafisa ukuthi abantu bachubeke phinde sebadokotela sibachubeke nekusebenzisa i-condom, abachubeke nekusecircumcisa nyalo sekunetinhlelo letinsha letifaka ekhatsi i-PrEP lekuliphilisi lona.
Celiwe Mota, a SADC project coordinator, elaborated on that. If the officers are equipped with programming skills, it will make it easier for them to teach and get updates on current HIV statistics.
Nkosi yami silimele kakhulu silihhovisi lelitemfundo kaHhohho. Sive staward ukuthi la Mbabane indzawo iswelakele kakhulu, indzawo yekufundza. Kugcwele tikolweni, tikolwa letifana nabo New Life Academy, tikolwa letisisitako kakhulu.
who, for Eswatini Defence Forces spokesperson Lieutenant Dengetile Khumalo, says it is encouraging to see young people taking part in the ongoing army recruitment process.
Proceedings to recruit aspiring army personnel went well today at the Pixpic and Zingeni in Kundla. Young people who desire to serve the nation had come in their numbers. The defense spokesperson, Lieutenant Tengetile Khumalo, says it is encouraging to see young people taking part on the ongoing army recruitment process. Khumalo also said it is apparent that young people are willing to leave everything aside and focus on being loyal servants of the nation.
Luphawu ke leli kwekuthi insha itimisele ngekuvikela live layo, insha iyalithanda live layo, iyafuna kuvikela emakhosi, ivikele sive ngalokhu njalo nemhadla yawo eMaswati. Kuliqiniso sisenkundleni yaseNzingeni njengoba engikhuluma sisuka esipiki lapho khona intombolo betijabulisa impela nakhona lapha ke eNzingeni intombolo tiyajabulisa kuhle sibili sitimiseleke kwekuthi sitawuhamba nabo ke labasithupha elangeni lamhla noko akusho ke lokho ukuthi njengoba sesibathethe labo labasithupha sebavele bangemasosha cha kusetawuchamuka letinye ke tigaba letifaka ekhathi wekubukwa ukuthi umfowabo bekude ngicala nabo sesithathu kube ngiso ke sekuhlola ngalokhu kuphelele emtimbeni lesithi ke ngesilumbi medical check up kwenta nje isiqiniseko ukuthi umfu uphilile ngoba le training idzinga umuntu lophila.
Noma bivelize wani makulo never give up, keep on going. 2017 ngahluleka kanje mina ngaqhubeka ngathi lapho ngamisela ngajima ngaya South Africa ngajimela khona ngabuya sengivusa inkosi imimetile ngayita ngathi uzama inhlanhla because ngihlala khona vele ngisojima.
Reporting for Channel Yemaswati News, I am Nomvuselo Simelane in Zingeni.
A Durban-based pastor, Dr. Kehlelezi of Isithelo Sika Jehovah, has ordained Pastor Nxumalo, who will lead their Eswatini branch.
Isithelo Sika Jehovah, a Zion Christian church, which is under Dr. Kehlelezi, based in South Africa, Durban, has opened a branch here in the Kingdom of Eswatini, which saw the ordination of Pastor Bishop Nxumalo, who will be leading the Eswatini branch at Fairview in Manzini. Dr. Kehlelezi himself graced the event, encouraging Christians to uphold the scripture and ensure that the scripture is fulfilled.
Ngilana namhlanje Swazini ngijabule kakhulu ukuthi ngibelana into eyisimangaliso abantu baphumile ngobuningi babo njengoba silana kuzoba kuyinkonzo yobusuku bonke la esihlanganisa khona ukukholwa kwesintu nokukholwa kwesilungu of which sibiza ukuthi it's Christianity and traditionally. Siyabantu bezayoni ke thina la esingakhethi khona ngisukele ezweni laseThekwini eSouth Africa la sithi khona sijabulile masibona abantu baseSwazini bephakamela kakhulu inkolo yesintu nenkolo yesiKristu. Njengamanje silana ke sizoba nenkonzo ebusuku bonke la sizobe sithi khona sibasindisa khona abantu abaningi bake bangibona lapha na ku ministry sinalo nalibandla le ministry okuthiwa iMMI abanye bathi inyanga ekanjani futhi egqoka ingubo zenkonzo cha ukukholwa lithe iBhayibheli angizwile ukuzobhidliza kepha ngizogcwalisa kuloko enginiboneni kwenza abantu abaningi ke abafuna ukusibusiso bangaya lapha endaweni yase Fairview kuba Nxumalo bazomthola khona noma basilandele emakhasini wethu iFacebook page yethu inyanga yodumo mzo noma Dr. Kehlelezi ku Instagram noma ku YouTube Dr. Kehlelezi.
In the show for Channel Yemaswati News, Babane.
Luze, the suspect's belongings were burnt by an angry mob following his arrest yesterday, and this was revealed by his landlord.
Following Following the incidents of a man who allegedly stabbed to death Mpumelelo Shongwe, Lutse resident yesterday after they had been quarreling over a lover. This channel received a report that the belongings of the murder suspects were burnt to ashes this morning. Amongst the items that were burnt is a refrigerator and a bed. It is reported that the 4 men stormed into the murder suspect's house and burnt some of the items as the man was apprehended by the police yesterday. The men are said to have attacked everyone who tried to stop them.
Bamfole emini amgijimisile ngemoto bamfole emva kwalokho sebeta nabaleni ngabofu basikhomba ngathi ikhali yonkingi bashisa konke la sebakhutha bafuna kusigwasa
bashisa ini
bashisa imibhedze bashisa amafridge konke lokulapha endlini
betabani leti mfula tishisiwe bro
dalo mbulala lo Tanzania nalo mfombatana
bebathini bona bebathi banihlaselela ini
bahlasela ukuthi bafuna ukudluta lapha endlini lapha bakhokhetini notongo asibakhutha bafuna ukugwazana nazo
bakhokhatha impahla talona lekuthiwa ubulele bekuyini lesizathu sokuthi basibafuna kwenda lokho
anzi kufe lo umlingano wabo lendazi
shothi bekukwata
sengothi ngive buhlungu ukuthi siyabasedayelela nabo siyabathi abasakhuteki betakithi ekhaya nasingeta kibo thina sitawuthathe kanjani noma siyatana nabo nasiloniphana ekhaya kusekhaya.
Reporting for Channel Yemaswati is Tibuyile Mthembu, Lutse.
Buchopho Sikhumbuzo Umlepa has warned motorists to be careful when driving along Mbiwake and Sibayeni Road to avoid accidents.
Lutse inkundla Buchopho from Zombodze umphakathi Sikhumbuzo Mliba has warned the community of Mbiwake, Lutse and the nation at large to be careful when using the road, especially when using the Lutse Mbiwake road for the number of accidents in the area is on a rise. Mlipa said the road has recently been developed and drivers are always moving on high speed, which then poses a threat.
Sesibayeni la kuhlangana khona umgwaqo selitselutse nasembikwakhe kuthanza kwakhiwa i-prop base manje labantu abachamuka le embikwakhe nabefika la kule junction bafike bangemi kanti leti moto lichamuka le etule litselutse liyagijima.
Motorists are urged to drive carefully for the road is used by many and it is also a T-junction road.
Neliphola lapha la EEC balibuyisela baphinze balishayisa baphinze balibuyisela baphinze balishayisa wagcina EEC angasalibuyiseli. Siyacela nje kulabantu ukuthi bashayele ngokucophelela bagaze kuhlangana imigwaqo bafuna bashayele ngokucophelela.
Margaret Dlamini, who runs a business next to the road, has highlighted the dangers their lives are always in since motorists drive recklessly.
Mina nje nami nje ngisengoti nje la khethi khona nje la kule yami market ngoba futhi kudelena bokungenteki ivele sicabane kumba la bayalivesa bashona le kani yachamba le moto yagijima masakhwesha utakhweshela ngala ngakimi ngithesisi makakhweshela ngala ngakimi uyongishayisa mina ngiyafa le khumbi yaphila ngoba ilenza umuntu lo le ngoba ifuna lo 10 rand.
Reporting for Channel Yemaswati News, I am Nomvuselo Simelani in Mbiwake, Matapa.
tidududu labashona kangwane emgwaqweni yakangwane. Kepha kakhulu si-celebrate ubuntu nempilo, humanity and life sithi pheceledi.
Reporting for Channel Yemaswati News is Pioguhle Dlamini in Babane.
Before we come to the end of our news bulletin for tonight, let us look at our top stories making headlines. The Crown's Counsel in the case of MPs Mthandeni Dube and Mduduzi Mabuza applied to have 2 of their charges amended. The Voice of the Church has officially launched a broadcasting app. For ESWATINI Defense Forces spokesperson Lieutenant Dengetile Khumalo says it is encouraging to see young people taking part in the ongoing army recruitment process. We have come to the end of our news bulletin for tonight. Till next time, good night.
This weather forecast is proudly brought to you by FSRA.